Well, actually, no, I'm going to introduce him. My apologies. So I have a speaker so particularly special that Jared highlighted him in yellow and didn't tell me what he's talking about. So I apologize if he comes up here and starts talking about like Teletubbies or Furbies or anything that's not related to podcasting. But I fully expect that he's going to be incredible because I've been told that he's just an incredible speaker with something important to say. So I want to introduce Catalyst John to PMX. Come on up, buddy.
So I am the Catalyst John, and what's really interesting is, had no idea he was going to give that speech, but I'm doing my first Periscope ever right now live. Thanks, Tom. Because a couple of people heard that I was going to speak here, but they couldn't make it to Texas, and so one of them was like, dude, why don't you Periscope it? And I was like, well, I've been on the fence, so let's go for it. So, let's begin. What I want you to first do, though, is just imagine that you're at the beach. Now, you can feel the sand beneath your feet. You can feel the sand in your toes. It kind of freaks me out, to be honest. You hear the waves crashing. You can feel the breeze coming off the ocean. Now, the sun is already set, and it is pitch black dark. Down from you, though, you see these two, they're brothers, they're adults. And you see there's tension between them. The only thing that is lighting this up is just the full moon. And the reason they have this tension is they want to prove who is the best between the two of them. So they immediately, at the same time, they go charge into the surf. And they start swimming out. They're back at the spot that they've been to many times as children. And they would play this game of chicken. And the goal was, how far can you swim out before you have to turn back? First person to turn back loses. Well, the smaller of the two of them, you would think was the younger brother. But Vincent isn't the younger brother. He just has a heart condition. And it's actually amazing. You can see the two of them swimming out. Because doctors have said that decades ago, Vincent shouldn't be dead. He's not going to be able to survive in this world because of his heart. But he's the one who's leading. Now the bigger, genetically superior brother, which is his younger brother, Anton, starts falling back. And he's like, Vincent, stop. Where's the shore? They've swum so far out, they cannot see the shore anymore. Now Vincent's like, do you want to turn back? And Anton's like, no, because he doesn't want to lose to his older brother. He wants to prove that he's the best. But before they start swimming again, he asks Vincent, Vincent, how are you doing this? How have you done any of this? And the reason he's asking isn't because of the moment they're in, but it's because of the life that Vincent has led. He has refused to allow society or his health problems or anything else to crush him. He has pushed through all of those boundaries, and he is literally reaching out to the stars. Now, this is a scene from a movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen in my life. It's Gattaca. And so Vincent replies, you want to know, Anton, how I've done this? You want to know how I've done all of this? I never saved anything for the swim back. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Never, ever allowing yourself to save anything for the swim back. If any of you are like Vincent, or you're like me, inside of you, inside your core, your very deep center core, you have something that cries out. It's always, every single moment of your life, it's calling to you. Now, most of us, we're like, hush! And we try to quiet our soul because we don't want to hear what it's saying. But the cool thing is, we have rebellious souls. And the soul starts with a whisper. And it keeps talking. And it gets louder and louder and louder until it's literally screaming and shouting about who you were designed to be. Each one of us, we have something inside of us. We have this core. It flows out of us, which is absolutely amazing. It's like a natural born spring. No matter what you do, the water always pushes to the top. It's always pushing out. No matter how many bucketfuls you take out, it will always fill itself up the next day. That is the exact same thing that we each have inside of us. So the question is, what were you born to do? Now there's only one thing that stands between us and that life. There's only one thing, and that is fear. Now, fear, it comes in like a soldier. It's armored, and it has the weapon systems. Whatever you want to imagine it. It could be a dragon. Fear is also called resistance, and we all face resistance in what we do. But the entrepreneur needs to pursue, and we need to get past it. But what's really fascinating is fear really doesn't exist. If you really look at it and you start to study it, fear is simply the anxiety, the apprehension that comes when we think about things that may or may not occur in our future. And so fear really doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is our reaction to fear. What really exists is how our body responds to it, our mental state and our physiological state. I mean, because I can tell you, when you get frightened, obviously there is a reaction. It happens. But the reality is, the reaction is more real than your thoughts. Now, there's a difference between danger. Some people do stupid stuff and they get hurt. And there's a difference between fear. And now you can push through your fear. And the reason I know this is because my former life was I was law enforcement. I was a cop. And every single day, I chose to put a uniform on, strap some weapons to myself, and go out with the option of not coming home. And what they do is they train you, and it's called muscle memory. You go through the same act over and over and over again until you can no longer have to face the fear, but you just remember how to respond. And what's really fascinating about this is we can each live fearlessly. The fear exists. It will be there, but we just shove it to the side. And we go, you know what? I'm not accepting you. I'm going to move past you. That's how all of our soldiers and our cops and all the people, I mean, I got to give a huge shout out right now to every single person that's going to stand behind this podium, and every single person that's going to speak during this weekend. At some point in time, something has taught them, or it wants to control them and say, no, you can't say it, your message is not worthy, or you have to change it. And I just want to encourage all of us, no. Instead, let's be really authentic to that person that we were supposed to be, the person we're supposed to live that lifestyle of, 100% authentically. There's this guy, his name is Mike Loomis, and he has a no buzzword brand slogan that he goes by, and it's being 1,000% authentically true to yourself, and the courage to tell others who you are. And I love that because that's the lifestyle that each of us should be living. We should be completely true to ourselves and have the courage to let other people know, this is who I am, and this is who I stand for. Each and every one of you can do that. We can shove fear to the side, we can move past that dragon of resistance, and we can really focus on what needs to be done. And focus, it's a pretty cool concept. But how many of us are really, truly focused? If we go back to Vincent, Vincent was winning because he was completely sold out on one dream, his version of reaching out to the stars. And so what we want to do is we want to have that real soul focus. Because when we don't focus, we allow all these distractions to come in there, and they take away from what really is important and vital to us. But instead, we have that one thing that's more important than anything else. I mean, can you imagine that life? If you ask yourself the question, what if I was truly authentic to myself? What if I lived a life as the person that I was meant to be? What relationships would you build? Who would you connect with? What mountains would you climb? I mean, what podcasts would you launch? Who would you interview? Who would you dare build a relationship with? And who would you dare cut off? It's amazing what we can do. And it's simply, in my opinion, is if we just ask the question, what if I did this and acted like I was fearless? What would come out of that? What would I actually do? Which stage, maybe, would I stand on? What job would I pursue? What entrepreneurial dream could come out of this? So what is your pursuit? What is inside of you? What is that soul craving so much? Because this is what I think one of our biggest struggles in society is we have this idea and we're being pulled in this direction. But society is telling us that we should be going in this direction. And so how could we not be sick to our stomachs every single day when we wake up? Because one half of us wants to go this way and one half of us wants to go to this way. That's why we have this struggle. What's really interesting is people burn out from their jobs. You know what people tell you? You're burned out because you work too hard. That is a lie. It is insane to believe that. Because when you're truly on fire, nothing can stop you. What burning out actually means is that what you were intended to do, you are no longer allowed to do. You are being prohibited from doing the thing that you were born to do. So all I ask is, think about that. What were you born to do? Are you willing to truly pursue it and leave nothing behind? Give it your 100% focus. Never save anything for the swim back. I'm Catalyst John. I really thank you for your time.